Hello, it's Dr. Darnise, and welcome in. It's Sunday, but it's not 6 o'clock. I had to go early a little. I had to go live a little early, y'all. So whoever comes in looking for me a little bit later, they can just watch the replay. I'm so sorry, but I got to be somewhere. So I got to leave the house. Hello, who's there? I was just saying, welcome into the live stream. I normally go at 6, but I got to go on early today. So here we are. Here we are. Hello. And normally, now we're going to talk about some angel magic. We're going to talk some more about angel magic. I uploaded a live last week and we talked about angel magic a little bit. But that video, I think it got corrupted or something. The replay of it, I don't know what happened. So I'm gonna talk about it again because people are asking me about this angel magic thing. So we are going to be talking about the 72 angels of magic. Sorry, my ring light is in that. But before we even get to the angel magic, before we even get there, normally I do I start with the tarot reading for the collective, but today I decided to talk a little bit about the astrology with Kendrick and Drake. A little bit because, the whole internet is a buzz with this rap battling between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now, I'm not really a big fan of either of them. I mean, I suppose I would prefer to listen to Kendrick over Drake. My students tell me that's the right answer. Anyway, so so just a little bit on the astrology. Because the battling is back and forth. The battling is like rapid fire. So Kendrick Lamar is a Gemini with a Libra rising, and Drake is a Scorpio. And so, well, let's just put it this way: you don't want to have a debate with a Gemini. The air sign. So we're talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar and the astrology. You don't want to have a debate with an air sign. Air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. You don't want to have a debate with words with an air sign because the intellect is the element of air signs, right? The air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, and we are good with the words. We are intellectual, we're cerebral, we good with the words. A Gemini especially, people who know Geminis, they're like, oh, Geminis talk a lot. Geminis are very chatty. Now we know Geminis are symbolized by the twins, right? So Gemini, you got two people in one, right? And Gemini is very chatty, very cerebral, very intellectual. You can't really out-talk a Gemini. So you're trying to have a battle of words with the Gemini. If you're not an air sign yourself, you probably not going to make it. And Drake being a Scorpio, that's a water sign. Water signs have their benefit. They're more geared towards the emotion. They bring the emotion and the passion. A Scorpio will bring the passion and the deep, bonded commitment, but an air sign, and Kendrick and I share two of the same signs, actually, Libra and Gemini. I'm a Libra sun, a Gemini moon, and a Cancer rising. Kendrick is Libra rising and Gemini sun. I don't know what his moon is, but we share the Libra Gemini combination. And I know for myself as a Libra Gemini combination, I am cerebral. Look, I write books, right? I use language. I talk for a living. Like I literally talk for a living as a professor, as somebody who, comes on here and makes videos, as somebody who has courses, as somebody who is all over social media, as somebody who basically talks for a living, right? And then when I'm not speaking it, I'm writing it. These are three of my books right here. Gemini, we have facility with words. And so Kendrick has facility with words, which everybody knows Kendrick is a great lyricist. Right? Everybody knows Kendrick is a great lyricist. And I guess Drake does what he does, right? But he's not really equipped for this debate, a verbal debate. Not with a Libra and a Gemini. We coming. Like people will say, well, a Scorpio, they're so intense and they will never give up, right? They will plot revenge. They will, it'll be 10 years later and a Scorpio will come back on you like, aha, I won. Well, and that might be true, but when that Scorpio shows up again to an air sign, we have words. We're never going to be without the words. You never going to find a Libra or Gemini or an Aquarius without words. That's our lane. So word to Drake, please know, Drake, that Kendrick is coming with the words, because that combination of Libra and Gemini, we talk for a living. And Scorpios like to go quiet and just be secretive or whatever. Anyway, so that's instead of doing the tarot today, I started with a little astrology of Kendrick Lamar and Drake, because they are hot in the news right now. And people are watching this beef, right? This rap battle. And it's comical, right? It's comical because it's so rapid fire. It's so like Kendrick just keeps coming with which is a Gemini, right? He keeps and Libra. So he keeps thinking about it. He's thinking about it. And then here comes all these words out of his mouth. We can't help it. We can't even help it. I'm gonna say that. Okay. So, all right. I see some more of y'all coming in here. Come on in. I am going live a little bit early today, so I appreciate y'all hanging out, finding me early. If you normally hang with me and you're like, wait, how is Dr. Darnise on already? Well, I had to come on early because I got to get off here early. I got somewhere to be. Right. Anyway, so I said we were going to talk about the 72 Angels of Magick. And first of all, let me just preface it a little bit by talking about, I guess, the background of the system that I'm going to share, right? I said I'm going to talk about the 72 Angels of Magick, and you can find this book multiple places. I mean, it's all over. It's considered a very workable, easy to use introduction to angel magic or to ceremonial magic. This really comes out of the tradition of ceremonial magic, which is connected to European Renaissance magic, the Middle Age and Renaissance magic, which when we go back further, we realize that even though people say that the ceremonial magic is European, the Europeans themselves went back to Egypt and got all this, okay? Egypt and Samaria. So when we talk about, I mean, we're the original people, right? The original people. So when Europeans say they created something, like, where'd you get it from though? Where you get that from though? When you're talking about something that is an ancient spirituality and ancient religious practice, then, Europeans will say, oh yeah, well, we got it from ancient Egypt. Well, if you got it from ancient Egypt, then that means it has an African influence, right? All of that Nubian civilization, all of that Nile Valley civilization, all of that Sudanese influence is what you find in Egypt. And a lot of people don't know that, especially European, Euro-Americans. When you're talking about ancient Egypt, ancient Egyptian civilization, ancient Egyptian religion, what you're really talking about is the melting place, the melting pot for all of these different African cultures and religions all throughout the Nile Valley, Kush, Nubia, Sudan. Right? Right? Thank you, 5-star review. Because, if you don't know it, we'll all be miseducated. We're all, not even we will be, we have all been so thoroughly miseducated our religion, I mean, our educations have been so whitewashed. It's just a travesty, really. And so, as a professor, I try my best to drop in as much ancient Africa as I possibly can, because my students come and they don't have any of it. And I can't blame them, because it's not in our school system. People don't value Black African civilization. It's constantly whitewashed. And those of us who have studied and who know a little bit more, then we got to share that. Like, yeah, this might come from a ceremonial magic tradition, which is European, or Europeans kind of piece it together, the Middle Ages and Renaissance. But we know where it came from. A lot of their ritualistic practices, the garments that they wear are Egyptian. So if you were trying to act like it came out of Europe, why you dressed like a pharaoh? Why you got all this Egyptian iconography? Why you working with Osiris and Isis and Horus? And those are their Greek names, right? So Asar, Aset, and Heru. Why you working with those African deities? Anyway, that's not the video, but that's not about this. Okay. I just want to give you a little bit of background. Like, so when we talk about, the 72 angels of magic, we talk this is known as the Shem Angels, the Shem Angels. I talked about this a little bit last time, but as I said, people have been asking me more. So the Shem Angel, Shem, Shem Angels, they come out of the Jewish tradition. They come out of the Kabbalistic, which is the Jewish mystical system. These angels have particular, they call it an office, job descriptions. And so we can go to these individual angels when we have a particular type of thing that we're trying to manifest, right? So typically, what do people want to manifest? People always want to know, how do I manifest more money? How do I manifest better health? How do I manifest a better job, a mate, a better mate, right? How do I get that? And is this practice good for that? It is good for that. Now, I always say, somebody who does African spirituality, for us, we always include the ancestors. So when we're talking about, I want nothing but to go back to go. Hold on. So in any sort of spiritual practice, I'm always going to include my ancestors, right? At my ancestral altar. The 72 Goetias. So that's kind of the other side of the Shem Angels, if you will. Like, how do I describe this? So there's like a duality, right? So if you've got these 72 angels, there are those who say the Goetia, those are the demons. Now, we use the word demon differently, though, however, than what it was meant to be. A demon really, and I'm going to write it here in the chat, would be spelled daemon. And a daemon is really a generic, like a spirit. Exactly, right? It really is a spirit, rather than, in our context, it has become this evil entity, right? So I have to say that. So that is a different practice, though. 5-star review. So that would be a different practice than what I'm doing. You know what? It's the same type of work. It's just a matter of who you're calling upon. It's a ritual, right? It is a particular ritual. And depending on if you're trying to reach a particular Shem angel, you do the ritual a particular kind of way. If you're trying to reach, the Goetia, then it's a particular kind of ritual. But there's an invocation that's happening, right? There's like, you make a talisman, or if you get any of the books from the Gallery of Magic. You said you're interested in all of it. So do you know the Gallery of Magic 5-star review? Damon Brand is one of the authors from the Gallery of Magic. It's like their own publishing house, their own brand, right? And so they've got everything. They've got everything. So if you're interested in that, and the rituals are, I will get the book. Yeah. In my description, you'll see a link. So if you wouldn't mind going through my link, I get a little something from Amazon, a little something. If you care, if you want to. But so I'll show you, like, inside this book, for example, and it's going to be all backwards, I'm sure, but you see that this is a sigil. This is a sigil. And this is for the angel. I just randomly opened it. So Shah-ah-e-ah, Shah-ah-e-ah. And it's all phonetic. So they've written it out phonetically because most of us don't speak Hebrew, right? If you do speak Hebrew, good for you. My mentor tells me all the time that I need to be practicing my Hebrew, but I don't. So anyway, I appreciate that it's phonetic. So you don't even have to worry about, like, I can't pronounce these words, or I don't know what these letters mean. They're telling you what all you need. And so this is I said they all have a job description, right? A role. So this one, who I just randomly opened to, Shah-ah-e-ah, the psalm associated with it, they give you like the psalm associated, so you can go and read out of the book of Psalms, which is very Hoodoo, right? Hoodoo, we always use the psalm. So this one, Psalm 35:24, this one is for the power to protect against disease, to maintain health, the power to protect against adverse forces. So it's all 72 of them in here. And you would go through and figure out, well, which one do I want to help with? What am I trying to bring into my life? Here's one, Yael, Yael, and this one has the power of wealth, fame, and success. So this angel can help to promote wealth, fame, and success, especially when you are working on all three aspects at once. If your success does not involve some level of fame or notoriety, then you may prefer to use a different angel. When your business, work, or art involves fame and the potential to make money, this is the angel you need. If you are working on a career that requires fame but have not yet achieved any, this angel can help to get you known. So maybe you're an artist or something, and you need people to know about what you create, or a writer. That's the one I'm working with. Actually, there's a few that help you with writing. So Yael is also for protection while traveling, good luck making deals. So if you are, let's say you are somebody who is working on wealth, fame, and success, and then you've got a contract before you, or you've got to hire a lawyer or something, then this is an angel would help you have good luck when making deals. Let's see what else in here. I mean, pretty much everything. There's one for the power to create music, the power to perform music. So if you are a performer, a singer, you use this angel, right, to help you. And so as 72 of them, I'm working with one about a success around writing, because I keep writing these books, right? And so, of course, I would like to have more success with that. And so what you get in here initially, preparing for contact. So you start with this talisman. If you can see the talisman. I don't know, I'm not holding the book up right. Right? This is the talisman that you start with for all of them. For all of them. And then you go through and pick out another one for your particular angel that you want to work with. So Singing Queen, this is the 72 Angels of Magic. Again, it is in my description. So when you click through, you'll see it says 72 Angels of Magic. I got a link right there, Damon Brand. And then, and I don't know, did you say you are 5-star review if you know about the Gallery of Magic? Because they have a whole, basically, publishing house of books that are about how to use magical words of power, how to work with money. They have one. I don't have this one yet, but they have one, y'all, called a Magical Cash Book. And then you can just continue to Google. I mean, not Google, but search on YouTube, and you'll find plenty of videos about all of these things because it's very popular. So now we get into this question about people who consider themselves to be more authentic magicians, right? People who are like, you know what, this magic is really this is really about spiritual awakening and enhancement and development. This shouldn't be used for just the commonplace of everyday life. Like, you shouldn't go to the angels for just these commonplace things, right? This should be about your whole spiritual awareness, your awakening, enlightenment. You want to have a conversation with these angels as part of your whole spirituality, which I agree with, right? But some are really particular. Some people are really particular. And so they say, well, the Gallery of Magic, like that publishing house that keeps putting out all of these books in very easy to understand ways, they're making it really largely available. They're like, yeah, but they're not getting the whole of it, right? You have people just buying these books and trying to get money real fast. And then it's like, whoa. And this is what I said in my live stream last week. As I said, I had some technical difficulty and I don't know if it's posted. I can't find it. If you haven't but anyway, I said last time, if you are working, we are human beings having a spiritual experience. We're human beings having a spiritual experience. And if you are in the earth plane struggling with stuff, then we should have connection to the spirit world for our very practical human needs. You can't really talk to people about their spiritual advancement when they're hungry. You can't really talk to people about, oh, you should meditate and you should think about, your enlightenment, your awakening when they are homeless or when they have a disease that's causing them pain and is maybe, causing all kind of problems in their body. We are spiritual and human. And I don't think there's anything wrong with us practicing forms of magic or spirituality that help us in our human walk. Otherwise, why are we in this flesh? Why are we, it means something that we're in the human. So yes, we have particular things that we are challenged by in our human form, or that we want more of. Basically, as humans, we want a form of security, right? We want to feel secure. We want to know we have food to eat. We have a roof over our house, over our heads. If you have children, you want some form of security for your children. And when we don't have security, it makes us unstable. So the idea of studying something very, metaphysical or abstract becomes like, I ain't had time for that. I gotta eat. So I say all that to say that even though there are some people who perform this magic, ceremonial musicians who say, oh no, you shouldn't use it like that for just common purposes. How can you make it so base level? Because we're also humans and we have those needs as well. So the 72 angels of magic help us as humans get some of the things that help us feel more secure in this life. And as I was saying, so there is another one. There's multiple, but one in particular called the Magical Cash Book. So if you're interested in getting some quick cash, now I would say if you practice Hoodoo, you can look up Saint Expedite for that as well. Saint Expedite will help you get some quick money too. Saint Expedite will help you get some quick money. But if you want to go to the Gallery of Magic, they have one called the Magical Cash Book. And basically it is a way of manifesting some money into your life. And if you watch some videos here on YouTube, people will tell you what they manifested. They'll be like, oh yeah, I was able to get, people typically say start with small amounts or amounts that are kind of connected to where you are. So for example, if you only have $5 to your name, don't be like, okay, I need $1 million. Okay, because you are not energetically aligned with $1 million. And it's not going to be a fast turnaround then. So if you only have $5 to your name, then work on getting 50 or 100. And then when that shows up, do another ritual. Oh, okay. I can get 1,000, maybe 2,500. What's your rent? What's your mortgage? Ask for that. What's your car payment? Ask for that. And so people are sharing that, the abundance will come in, and it's not necessarily like, actual cash. It may be that you get a gift of something, like somebody just sort of randomly, paying for your food. Like you'll go through the line at Starbucks or somewhere, and somebody will have bought your drink already and say, oh, you pull up and they say, oh, that person paid for you. So it may come to you like that, or you'll go and, I don't know, get a big discount on something, but it'll be for the amount that you said, right? You may, get a message from your bank or something that says we owe you a refund because of whatever reason, right? So we put $250 back in your account. And then you'd be like, oh, this is working. Right now, if you work with Saint Expedite, there's a ritual for him, and he requires, though, that you, when you get the money, that you publicly acknowledge him. So somewhere in your socials, that you say something like, oh, look, I was lucky and got, extra $100 this week, and I want to give a shout out. Like Saint Expedite is like, yeah, I need you to give me some public shout out for that, because if you don't, they'll take it back plus some. Right? 5-star, right? I have no problem with that. Give thanks. And even with these Shem Angels, these 72 angels, of course, give thanks. Of course, give thanks. Oh, and I should also say, but you don't have to do it publicly, right? You just give thanks anyway, right? And when it shows up, you just say thank you. Now, you might wonder, okay, well, because I've been doing it. Okay, so I've been doing it, right? So what has shown up for me? I always think, how much of my life do I want to put on this internet? But well, trying to make a long, see, this is what I said at the beginning, right? When you're talking to a person who's a Libra and a Gemini, right? We got a lot of words when we're talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is a Libra Gemini blend, and so am I. So I got all these words. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, as a business owner, I have a corporation, and I'm always, oh, look, you're a Gemini. So we are intellectual, and we are chatty, and we are good with words. And that's probably why you're interested in everything, because you said that, right? You said you're interested in all of it. Geminis are intellectual and curious and want to learn, right? Ruled by Mercury, who wants to learn everything. Anyway, so as a business owner, I always tell people this is a little, what you get for people who coach with me. I'm always telling people, listen, when you want to really make some money, you really want to have access to some money, you got to work with the system that we have in America, and it's called credit in America. What do you need to do? You need to get a corporation. You need to go out here and get yourself an LLC. Is the easiest one. Get yourself not no sole proprietorship. Get yourself an LLC. Get the number they give you. Go open a bank account. You let the bank account, it don't matter how long, but typically at least 3 months, right? And then you start getting credit in your business name. It ain't in your regular name. It ain't in your government name. It's in your business name. So why I tell you all that? I tell you all that because that's, part of my business structure. And for people who want to, like a consult, like you said, I want a quick consult on how I do that. It's you can just go to my website and you can find out how to get a consult with me. But anyway, so what I did, I wasn't even, I was just doing a ritual with one of the angels, right? And I wasn't thinking about any particular way the money was going to come to me. Because don't do that, right? They call it, I think they call it a lust for results, when you get really fixated on how you think it should come. Because sometimes we get like that. Like we think we know the best way for it to come to us. Oh, and make sure it's this and that. And they're like, no, let go of how, and just trust that these angels know the way to bring it to you. Okay. So as I said, I wasn't really thinking about how this extra money was going to come to me. Well, let me just say a whole lot of business funding came my way. A lot. Okay. And the avenues are open for me to get more. Now, what does that mean? Business funding. It means that, as a person who has a business, you always have expenses. You always have to buy new equipment. Like I need to buy, I want to buy like a bigger screen computer. Like I need a big screen. Like there's different things that I need, right? Marketing, right? I buy ads on Facebook. I buy ads on YouTube. You're going to see that come out. There's always things that I'm rolling out. I'm always offering courses and whatnot, right? It costs money to market that stuff. It costs money. I got to pay people to do the graphics or whatever, right? And if you have to pull that out of your own pocket, if you have a regular 9 to 5 job and you have your side hustle, that's a lot. That's extra bills that a lot of people don't have. But when you have a credit card for $50,000 or whatever, now I'm not saying you don't have to pay that, but you manage, okay, I have 0 interest. There's a whole lot of things that you could do. I don't want to go into a whole lot of things you could do. I'm just sharing with you how it showed up for me. How it showed up for me. And it can show up for you in any number of ways. Typically, it is going to be through the path of least resistance. Again, this is why if you only have $5, you don't be like, oh, give me $1 million. Because you don't have a path of least resistance to $1 million if all you have is 5. Energetically, that ain't the case right now. And so the path of least resistance for that $1 million to get to you is it's going to take a minute. Meanwhile, why don't you just say $100, $1,000? And then path of least resistance means you might get an unexpected bonus at work. Like I said, the bank might refund you for something. You might end up, you thought you owed in your taxes. Turns out you don't owe. Here's your refund. Right? It could be, I don't know. It could be anything, right? It could be, like sometimes, I don't know if sometimes when there's like a disaster in some place, like in Florida, let's just say Florida, there's a flood, or New Orleans, there's a flood, and the bank or your car financing company will say, because you live in this disaster region, we're going to waive your payment for the month. But see, what tends to happen, people will say, oh, well, that was going to happen anyway. Oh, that wasn't really magic. The path of least resistance is how it's coming to you, right? And are you going to look that gift horse in the mouth or that gift angel in the mouth and say, that wasn't you? You can do that if you want to. I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to say also, it's been more than that thing that I just shared with you about the business funding. It's been more than that. It's like a faucet that has been turned on. And I continue to work with them. The rituals in this particular book are 11 days. So you do need to you need to be able to focus and know that you're going to be stable enough to do this for 11 days, meaning you're not on vacation. You're not, out of your, usual routine where something's going to come up. You're like, oh, I didn't have a chance. Oh, I didn't have a chance. And this is the thing about spirituality and about practicing these forms of magic. One of the things that we have to really get clear on is having a sense of discipline. A lot of people don't have discipline or focus. Our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter because of all these devices. Attention spans getting short. So for some people, oh my God, I have to do that for 11 days. Let me tell you, it takes 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes. After you read, most of this book is the angel. Like you said, this is a whole long book. No, most of these books are just the particular angel, 72 of them. So you're not reading even this whole book. The instructions are just like here in the beginning. So initially, you're going to read the instructions, right? You're going to do what it tells you to do. And then on a daily basis, the part that you do daily, you don't have to keep reading the same thing over and over, right? So the thing that you do every day takes like 5 minutes. But you need to do it every day for 11 days. And they tell you, well, if for whatever reason you fall off, right, you could just add another day on, right? But maybe, and you figure it out for yourself, you say, well, I'm going to start over. And again, a lot of times people today aren't willing to people aren't willing to put in the work. For whatever reason in our society, we want everything quick, fast. We want to download things. We want things to be quick. Everybody wants to make a short. Everything wants short, short, short. Well, that means that we don't have the discipline of doing something and understanding that nobody can give you spiritual enlightenment. Nobody can really teach you spirituality unless you're willing to commit yourself to something. You got to be willing to commit yourself. 11 days is nothing. 11 days are going to pass anyway. 11 days are going to pass anyway. So if you want something, right, and if you've been working towards something for a long time in your life, let's just say a business or you're a performer, you're an artist, and you need to get some people interested. You need to get some fame and success. You need to get some eyes on your work so you can really support yourself doing it. You don't have 11 days. You got 11 days anyway. You may as well do it. Now, I will say they have some other books, I forget the name of it right now, but it's a year long. It's a year long. And some people do not even working with these 72 angels this way. They just call it the Shem operation, Shem HaMefaresh, the Shem operation, because these are called the Shem Angels. Some people go through the whole zodiac and do all 72 of them as a spiritual practice. Some people choose to do it like that. But you don't have to. It's very simple and basic if you allow it to be simple and basic. Like you might say, let me get that book and read it, right? Remember, you're only reading, let me see how many pages it is let me see. It's about, including the ritual where it's telling you how to do the ritual. So it's giving you background information, telling you how to do the ritual. And it is 46 pages. 46 pages. You read the first 46 pages and you're good. You know how. Then the rest of it, you pick an angel. And you do one at a time. Because I know some people be like, I'm going to do everything at one time. I'm going to pick 5 angels and do it all. See, that's this culture that says we got to do everything quick. No, slow down. One at a time. One at a time. Do one 11-day operation. Then you can pick another angel and do another 11-day. People never did nothing before ever. They'd be like, I'm going to do all of it. No. Okay. So I hope that's been helpful. As I said, I got to jump off here because I got to be somewhere. See, was there anything else I wanted to say? I have been making some shorts though. So you might see, if you see my shorts, go watch my shorts. That's actually helping to build the channel. The channel is growing more because of those shorts. I was a little bit reluctant only because I was like, it's so weird. You know, I'm Gen X. I'm a little bit, older. I'm not like millennial or Gen Z who just jump on here. So anyway, I'm making more shorts though. So you probably see some shorts, you see some community posts and all that like that. Check the description box below for a link to the book. Consult with me. You'll find it on my website, www.DrDarnise's.com. Why would I say that? DrDarnise's.com is my website, DrDarnise's.com. And then you would just click on the contact me and you can schedule time. Okay, are we good? Any questions before I jump off of here? I do always have, group coaching going on. So if you want information about that, that is for people, my group coaching that I have running, we're going to start again May 19th. We're going to start again May 19th. That group coaching is for people who are working on a particular thing, and it's a co-working space, right? It really is for people on my other YouTube channel. We talk about Black women, kind of stuff, but it is for people to come together as a co-working. So if you have something that you're working on, like, you're writing a book, but you never make time for it, you're trying to do this, and you need to just sit down and focus, you need to sit down and do research, then, people are coming together with me to get a little bit of coaching from me, and then it's co-working. So again, that starts May 19th. We're going to be doing it 3:00 Eastern in the afternoon. If so, put in the comments that you want to join the group coaching, and I'll get back to you with those details. We're in the age of the woman, feminine energy. Yes. And so my other channel, Black Women Deserve More. If you didn't know, I have another YouTube channel, Black Women Deserve More, and it is basically women's empowerment for Black women over 40 in particular. You see, I wrote the book 40 something, and so I'm working with women who are over 40 and over 50, who are looking for what else they're going to do in this life, because we are too young to be old. We are too young to be old, and many of us have other things that we are manifesting, right? Anything else? I think I'm good. So I will see y'all next week. I'll make some shorts, but I will see y'all next week. Thanks for joining. Bye.